Welcome into 3304 Sports. I'm Aiden Butler. The guy to my right is Shelton Moss. And we've got the Battle of the Techs tonight from Cassell Coliseum. Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. The Virginia Tech Hokies are coming off of a 17-day COVID pause. And Jalen Cone will be out with a foot injury tonight, but they get some really good pieces back as well.
That's right, Aiden. A couple of big pieces coming back for the Hokies, not the least of which is Tyrese Radford, their 6'1" sophomore guard. Huge piece for Virginia Tech, brings a lot of size and athleticism, and of course some scoring as well. Radford on the season averaging 11 points and 6 rebounds per game, so he's a huge get for them. As well as Cordell Pimsel, their reserve forward. He is back after a back injury has sidelined them for the better part of the last 6 weeks. So both those guys coming back, huge add for the Hokies.
And of course, Georgia Tech, a team that's really found some momentum in this late season behind the likes of Jose Alvarado and Michael DeVoe, a backcourt that has a lot of firepower.
Yeah, this backcourt for Georgia Tech is really, really talented. Alvarado, the senior, averaging almost 17 points a game. DeVoe averaging almost 15. And DeVoe hit 7 3-pointers last game against Miami, so he can kill you from inside as well as from deep. So very talented team. And this Georgia Tech team, they're experienced, they're talented. They really like to force turnovers and get out in transition. So the Hokies want to win this game. They're going to have to take care of the basketball well and distribute it very well.
And of course, the big question is, after a 17-day pause, how is Virginia Tech going to show up? Georgia Tech, they had a similar pause earlier this year in January, 16 days, and they came back and knocked off number 20 Clemson. So a very dangerous Georgia Tech team looking to build some momentum going into the postseason, and Virginia Tech, a team looking to regain some rhythm after being off for 17 days. We hope you stay tuned and ride along with us tonight, as it's the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets from 3304 Sports. Hello and welcome into 3304 Sports. I'm Aiden Butler, joined alongside Shelton Moss. And for the first time in 17 days, the Virginia Tech Hokies will return to the court to face a buzzing Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets squad. Virginia Tech Hokies, no Jalen Cone tonight, but they do regain two big pieces in Cordell Pimsel and Tyrese Radford.
Yeah, like we said in the pregame, two really important players. I think for Radford specifically, he brings not only value on the offensive side of the basketball, but some defensive value as well, and just in terms of his size and his physicality. I think when you look at some of the Hokies games this year, like against Pittsburgh, they lost by double digits. That's a game where you really like to have a guy like Radford to really just to, defend guards well and just bring some size and skill to this Hokies team. So getting him back, and Cordell Pimsel, obviously a reserve forward, not a guy that gets a ton of playing time before his injury, but still nice to have just as a depth piece, and you can put him in the rotation whenever you want. So Mike Young with a couple big pieces back, and it gives him some more flexibility in terms of his rotations.
And Georgia Tech, a lot of momentum late in the season here. They're coming off a big win on the road against Miami. And the Hokies, they're going to have to go up against a very strong backcourt for Georgia Tech.
Right, we talked about it, Alvarado, DeVoe, and it's not just those two guys. I mean, look at this starting lineup. It's very top-heavy. Jordan Usher's a senior. Khalid Moore's a junior. He's been playing really well. And Moses Wright, another senior forward, sitting at 6'9". So I think really, this starting five for Georgia Tech is really one of the best in the ACC. The problem for them is that they don't have a ton of quality depth, so it's really top-heavy. So if the Hokies can get some of their guards in foul trouble, it go a long way in helping them get this win, because Georgia Tech is not a very deep team, while they are very experienced at the top. Hokies would like to sort of get them in foul trouble, and we'll see how it all plays out, because Virginia Tech is playing their first game in 17 days. So, we'll see, are they rusty or are they refreshed? We'll find out in the next few minutes.
And Georgia Tech, a very hard team to foul. But we've got the starting lineups for the game tonight for the Virginia Tech Hokies. It's the usual suspects. Keve Aluma and Tyrese Radford is back. Wabisa Beatty as well. I believe I said. The starting lineup tonight for the Hokies: Wabisa Beatty, Naheem Aline, Justin Mutz, and Keve Aluma. And Tyrese Radford is back. And for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, number 4, Jordan Usher, number 5, Moses Wright, 0, Michael DeVoe, number 12, Khalid Moore, and number 10, Jose Alvarado. As Enter Sandman cranking from the castle, we are set to get underway between the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it just feels good to be back in Cassell. You got the fans going, you got the band back, you got the cheerleaders back, about a dozen or so fans from Castle Guard. So you just kind of feel like it feels right, it feels good, and you just want to translate these positive vibes into some good play on the court.
And in a perfect world, this would have been a blackout tonight for the Hokies, likely would have been a packed Cassell Coliseum. But will make do, at least for the first time in 17 days. There is basketball here in Blacksburg.
Yeah, pretty decent crowd as well. So you got the local folks in attendance and some students. I don't know if it's 250, but the fans showed up. They're making some noise, so that's all you can really ask for. And this would be a big win for both teams.
From our perspective, the Hokies in their home white, orange numbers trimmed in maroon will work from right to left. Georgia Tech in their road blue, white trim will work from left to right. Hokies control the opening tip, and we are underway from Blacksburg. Wabisa Beatty at the controls nearly gets caught in a triple team right off the bat. Going to send it right to Naheem Aline midway around the arc. He's going to dribble back out of it. Georgia Tech showing a lot of heavy man coverage. Naheem looking to get rid of it. 10 seconds on the clock, dumps it to Aluma. Aluma nearly lost it, and it goes out of bounds. And they will say last touch by Jose Alvarado, but only 9 seconds left on the clock here. Georgia Tech hounding the Hokies early.
Like we said, this is a very stifling defensive team for Georgia Tech, so they like to force turnovers. Hokies really need to take care of the basketball.
Aline inbound to Beatty. 7 seconds to go. Wide pass to Radford. Radford looking to get it to reverse to Mutz. Inside for Aluma. Couldn't finish, and it's stolen away by Alvarado. Georgia Tech going back the other way on offense now. Alvarado scanning, working on Wabisa Beatty. Tech coming out in a man-to-man to look. He's going to leave it for DeVoe, who had 7 3-pointers in the win against Miami. DeVoe thought about the three being guarded by Radford. Gets around, down low for Wright, and he finished, and no good at the rim. And the Hokies coming away with a stop early. 1 minute already gone by. Beatty at the controls for the Hokies. Beatty going to dump it off for Aline. Going to send it to his right for Mutz. Mutz going to send it back to Aline. 12 seconds on the clock now. Going to send it to his left for Radford. Radford scanning, going to send it right to Aline, the Georgia native, trying to get a reverse, trying to get some space. Going to send it to the middle for Aluma. 3 seconds. He'll get up a shot. No, rattled across the rim, and the rebound is controlled by the Yellow Jackets.
Really 2 good defensive possessions for Georgia Tech. Tech has not gotten a single good look so far.
Scoreless through the early mid and a half, and Cassell, right, nearly lost it, being hounded by Aluma, does get it to Moore. Moore threw it to no one in particular, and it will go back to the Hokies here.
Yeah, I have no idea where that pass was going. He just threw it to the baseline right in front of the stanchion under the basket. Nice break for the Hokies, but certainly a bad turnover there if you're Khalid Moore.
And Georgia Tech, a team that doesn't turn the ball over very often. Beatty going to send it to the near corner, the near left corner for a wide open Radford. Gets quickly covered up by Usher. Radford still trying to dribble out of it. Going to send it back to the top to Beatty. Going to send it to his right to Aline. Down low for Aluma. 14 seconds on the clock. Aluma trying to drive. Little spin move and just short off the right side of the iron. And it'll go back to the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, he tried the jump hook. That's a shot he normally makes, but maybe a little bit of rust.
And a blocking foul going to be called on Mutz going the other way. Fouled Jordan Usher there, and we have our first foul of the game, first team foul of the half against the Hokies.
It's been a while. I think that's only our second stoppage since the game started. Both teams still struggling to score, trying to find their rhythm. You'd expect this from Tech, or for the Hokies that is, but not from Georgia Tech.
17:53 to go. Quick inbound to Alvarado, and rejected by Wabisa Beatty. What a block by Beatty. And that's how you're going to stop Georgia Tech, is stifle the motor that is Alvarado.
Yeah, Beatty's only 6'1", but he is a much better shot blocker than a lot of people give him credit for.
Aline will control now. Going to send it to his left for Radford. Still scoreless, nearly 2.5 minutes gone by now. Down and low inside for Radford. Tried to kick it back out for Aline, and a bad turnover by the Hokies there.
Yeah, I think for Hokies, the pass went out to Aline. Aluma had Mutz down low. He didn't see him, though. His back was turned to Mutz. He really should have gone inside to Mutz to make that pass work, because he had an open path to the basket. Instead, he just whipped a pass out to Aluma, but it was well in front of his reach.
17:29 to go in the first half from the Cassell. Alvarado receives the inbound from DeVoe. Alvarado working on Beatty. Going to send it to his left for DeVoe for 3 from the near corner. No, rattled in and out, and Beatty comes up with the rebound. Hokies trying to go quickly here to Aline. Aline, step around, got up the shot, and a foul. Drew the foul from Jordan Usher that time, did Naheem Aline on the quick jumper.
Yeah, that was a really good job of Aline. He went up in the air, and he really sold the contact, kind of did a little head jerk, sort of flailed his arms to sell that call. Nice job there, and he'll have to the line where he is a very good free throw shooter, Aiden.
Nearly 70% is Naheem Aline. First shot is on the way, and he sinks it. So the Virginia Tech will draw first blood as they lead the Georgia Tech 1-0. 17-12 to go. Score is 1-0. Aline, second shot on the way. That one swirled in and out, so it will stay 1-0 for the Hokies, and Alvarado taking it back the other way. Alvarado working on Beatty, trying to get a screen set. Gets it to DeVoe, who quickly shovels it to Wright. Wright looking for Usher, couldn't be found. Little spin move by DeVoe, got rid of Aluma, but sends it to his left for Moore. Back top of the key now is Alvarado trying to get rid of Beatty. Beatty covering him well, going to kick it back out for Usher. He's got to pull up with 2 seconds on the clock. Bounces off the iron, bobbled the rebound, and it is controlled by the Hokies. Trying to go in transition now. Beatty will slow it up, going to send it to a wide open Aline for 3. No, short off the right iron, and the rebound is controlled by the Yellow Jackets.
Hokies are playing some good defense. They're getting some good looks. They just can't get the shots to fall, but I like how they're playing right now.
Alvarado is going to have a long night ahead trying to get around Beatty. With the ball now is DeVoe. Nearly gets caught in a double team trying to drive the lane up around Radford. Just couldn't get the shot. Too strong over the top of the back iron. And coming away with it is Radford. Aline from the same spot. This time, Naheem Aline buries the 3. And it's a 4-0 Hokie advantage.
Exact same spot on that right wing. You leave Naheem Aline wide open once, he might miss it. But if you leave him open twice, he's going to make you pay.
So 4-0 Hokies. 15:52 to go in the first half. Wright with the ball now. Going to send it to his right. Halfway around the near corner for Usher. Get it to Alvarado. 10 seconds on the clock. Alvarado going to head to his left. Going to kick back to Wright. He'll hoist for 3, and he buries it. Big answer there for the Yellow Jackets as they finally break through with almost 5 minutes gone by in the first half. Beatty quickly inside to Mutz. Got it swatted away. Back out to Beatty. Aline from the same spot again. Nearly thought about it. Down to Aluma. Gets trapped in a double team. Has to get rid of it. Dribbles out of it. Going up. And a strong take by Aluma. Does it himself against Moses Wright. And it's 6-3 Hokies.
Good find there by Aline. Just got it over to Aluma. And this time he tried that turnaround jump hook. That patented shot we all have come to know and love. And this time he hit it.
DeVoe will control it for the Yellow Jackets on this possession. Quickly into Wright, trying to drive against Aluma, and he traveled with it. And it will go right back to the Hokies, and that will take us to the under 16 timeout. So both teams, some good defense so far. Virginia Tech has just gotten more shots to fall, but still a long way to go. Only 6-3 with 5 minutes gone by. So low-scoring affair thus far.
Yeah, I like the defense, but certainly Hokies just have to start hitting their shots. Certainly so for Georgia Tech. Really defensive grudge match so far. I expect some more scoring after the next media timeout.
And the lone score for Virginia Tech, the 1-3 by Moses Wright. And aside from that, Georgia Tech 1 from 6 from beyond the arc. That's 16%. Not used to their normal output. They're one of the best offensive teams in the country.
Yeah, I mean, they really, they shoot the ball well. And, of course, they distribute the ball well. 47th highest assist rate nationally. But for right now, I mean, I think, looking at this Yellow Jacket offense, they're not really, I don't think they're moving the ball with great care. I think, they've had a couple lazy turnovers, some passes out of bounds. But part of it is they just haven't been hitting shots. They've been on a couple drives. Alvarado had that one missed layup at the rim. So they're getting a few good looks, but they're just not cashing in on them. And on the possessions where they're not, they've just been stifled. I think you got to credit Wabisa Beatty. He's played really good on-ball defense against Alvarado.
And again, you're going to need that if you're the Hokies. Georgia Tech, this team is 90th in the country in scoring offense, number 47 in shooting percentage. And currently for the Hokies, Naheem Aline leads all scorers with 4, and Aluma adding a bucket on the most recent possession for the Hokies. The Hokies will get the ball back here coming out of the timeout. And Georgia Tech, a team we at 3304 Sports talked about last week in what would have been our preview of Virginia Tech and Louisville. Game got postponed due to COVID issues in the Virginia Tech program, which has been part of this long 17-day break for the Hokies. We discussed Georgia Tech as maybe a potential dark horse for the NCAA tournament, seeking their first bid since 2010. And they've put together some really good wins this season. They've beaten number 20 Clemson. They beat a ranked Kentucky team. They've also beaten UNC. But if Georgia Tech, if they want to make a final push for any kind of postseason play outside of the ACC tournament, it has to start tonight. They've got this one here tonight against number 16 Virginia Tech, and then their 3 remaining opponents, Syracuse, Duke, and Wake Forest, who, give them credit, are quality teams, but Duke and Wake Forest maybe not been in that upper tier like we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and for Georgia Tech right now, I don't think they're out. They're certainly by no means out of the NCAA tournament picture, but they got to start winning some games pretty quick, and tonight's a big opportunity to get what would be a very good resume-building win. You look at Tech's upcoming schedule. obviously tonight against the Hokies, and then Syracuse, Duke, and Wake Forest. So 3 games that are certainly winnable. At least you're not sure about their odds against Duke. But if the Yellow Jackets can get a win tonight, that will go a long way in boosting their tournament resume.
And this is a Yellow Jacket team that also upset number 16 Florida State. So substitution for both teams now as Hunter Couture will check in for the Hokies. Beatty on the sideline. Some change-ups for the Yellow Jackets as well as into the game for the first time today. We will see number 24 Rodney Howard out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. Aline will control it. Going to send it to his left for Couture. Couture going to roll to his right. Faked it to Radford, nearly picked off by Alvarado. Great read there by Couture. Sends to Alumu, send it right back to Radford. Radford top of the key for Couture. Aline, low pass was wide open for a second. He's going to dribble out, going to kick it to Couture, and Alvarado stepped right between. A turnover by the Hokies, trying to go in transition, going to send it to fresh into the game, Bubba Parham for the Jackets. He passes up the 3, sends it back to Alvarado. The Jackets will reset. Going to send it to Usher. Alvarado back with the ball now, trying to break free of Radford. He's just going to pull up over top of Radford, in and out, loose ball, and eventually collected by Hunter Couture. Great defense by the Hokies on that possession coming off the turnover.
Yeah, really good job there by Radford, not giving. Well, there's a turnover there.
And Couture turns it right back over, up again to a wide open Alvarado, and he has his first points tonight. Couture threw it right to Rodney Howard, and it was just an easy take to the bucket by Alvarado, and they cut the lead. They cut the Hokies' lead to 1.
And obviously, that's the risk you take with Beatty being off the court. Obviously, Couture, he can play the point well, but he's just not as experienced as Beatty. He made a very careless pass right there.
Hokies lead at 6-5, 13:42 to go. Aline at the controls, down low to Aluma. Had Radford wide open, going to kick it down to Justin Mutz. High off the glass and in for Justin Mutz. Coming off of a 25-point performance against Miami, he has his first bucket of the night.
Really, really good ball movement. You got the pass inside to Mutz, a little bounce pass, give the assist to Aluma, finds his partner, and he lays it in.
Hokies lead at 8-5, 3:22 to go. Howard with the ball now. Going to leave it on the trailer for Alvarado. Alvarado drove in, kick it for Usher. He'll take the 3. Bounced off the front of the rim, and the rebound is collected by Radford. He leads the Hokies in 6.3 rebounds per game.
Credit to Aluma, though, tapping the ball out to Radford. He was the beneficiary of that.
And another bad pass by Couture, swatted away, but collected by Radford. Aline wide open, same spot again. No, off the back iron. Ball is swatted out by Aluma, an offensive board for the Hokies. Couture with it now. Got his pocket picked by Alvarado, who is wide open again and just strolling to the bucket. Doesn't get any easier than that. And the Hokies have given up 4 quick break points to Alvarado. It is back to a 1-point advantage for Tech.
Yeah,
Virginia Tech, that
immediately after that ball went in, Mike Young pointed it to Arvisa Beatty, told him to get up because he's got to get him back in the game. Couture's made some really bad passes.
And the Hokies really got to clean up the turnovers here if they want to win. They lead at 8-7, under 12.5 to go. Inside to Mutz. Back outside to Aline, trying to walk down the lane. Forces up a shot, and 1 for Naheem Aline. What a big shot by the young man from Georgia. And he'll go to the line for a second time today.
Really nice play. Aline asserting himself. It's always a good sign when he does that because, you know, he's such a talented scorer. He can get to the rim, and he managed to get that floater with the left hand in, plus the foul.
And Aline still the only Hokie to visit the charity stripe today, 1 for 2 on his last trip, opened the scoring of today's game. Shot is on the way, sinks it, and so Naheem Aline converts the old-fashioned three-pointer, and Aline will check out, as well as Keve Aluma, and back on the court for the Hokies is Wabisa Beatty, and for the first time since late December, Cordell Pemsel.
Yeah, it gets a nice round of applause from the fans. Good to see Cordell back in action. The transfer from Iowa will provide some size down low for VT.
Hokies lead at 11-7, 12:17 to go. Right with the ball now at the free throw line, being guarded by Pemsel. Going to send it back up top for Moore. Moore going to leave it for Usher. But Couture trying to pick his pocket. No call comes. Moore driving in, going to kick it back outside to DeVoe. DeVoe driving in against Radford. Kick it down low and swatted away violently from Moore. Justin Mutz said not in the castle.
Yeah, he got that thing out of here in a hurry. Justin Mutz with a nice swat. Little defensive breakdown, but Mutz was able to recover and get that ball out of there.
And that will take us to another timeout. The Hokies with an 11-7 advantage over the Yellow Jackets. And your take of what we've seen so far, Shelton.
Well, I like the way the Hokies are playing. You know, they got to cut down on the turnovers. But if they can do that, then they should have a pretty good chance of trying to extend upon this lead.
All right, and we'll take a quick timeout with them, and when we come back, we will bring you further coverage of the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets. And coming out of that timeout, off of a violent rejection by Justin Mutz, Georgia Tech will have the ball here, but they only have 1 second on the shot clock to work with.
Yeah, so they're just going to try to get the ball in as quick as possible. And for the Hokies, you want to make sure you guard the interior. If they kick out and get a three, you're happy with that. You'll take that, but just don't want to give them an easy look under the basket.
Same lineup on the courts for both teams is going into the timeout. Usher to inbound. Think you're looking for Alvarado here. Has to get it in quickly. He's going to run out of time. Does get it off. And a shot clock violation as Cordell Pemsel got in and broke it up like a cornerback on a wide receiver.
Yeah, that was excellent defense by really all 5 players on the floor. The thing is, I thought that would have been a 5-second violation because that was a long time to get the ball in. But even so, Cordell Pemsel, once he saw that ball come in, did a nice job of tapping it away for the shot clock violation.
And the Hokie faithful were right there with you, thinking it would have been a 5-second violation. Couture, another dangerous pass to Mutz. DeVoe was right in there, so we'll stay with the Hokies. 22 seconds on the shot clock, 11:45 to go. 11-7, the Hokies with the advantage. Couture with it now, going to send it to his left near side for Radford. Radford going to send it back up top for Couture, back to Radford. Wide open is Beatty to his left. Radford still passing it. Still declines to send it to Beatty. Sends it back to Couture. Sends it back to Mutz. Down low for Pemsel. Pemsel to a wide open Beatty near corner. 3 seconds to go. Beatty for a long two and drains it. Beating the shot clock is Beatty on the long two ball. That one was from 28 feet even.
Yeah, if only his foot was outside the line, that would have been a nice shot to get.
Tech with their largest lead of the night. It's 13-7. DeVoe with it now. Down low to a wide open Usher who lays it in easily off the glass with his right hand.
Yeah, Hokies just had 2 guys converge on the guy with the ball, and that left the player that scored Usher wide open.
Hokies lead at 13-9. 10:53 to go. Couture controlling. And send it to his left for Radford. Radford down low for Mutz. Mutz trying to drive in. Tried to get it to Pemsel, but had to get it through 2 Yellow Jackets and another turnover by the Hokies. Alvarado with it now. Trying to go in transition. DeVoe wide open top of the key. Too strong off the back iron and an easy rebound for Pemsel. 10:30 to go now. Tech still holding that 13-9 lead. Couture, fake shot, and they call it a travel.
Actually, I wonder, they might have gotten a foul on Mutz. I think he might have set an illegal screen. We'll see. I'm not sure what the call was, but I think it was a foul. I could be wrong.
And I believe you are correct.
Looking at the yeah. So that was
correct,
a
partner.
foul on Mutz.
And some substitution up and coming for the Hokies as Pemsel head to the bench, as well as Hunter Couture. And back into the game is Naheem Aline, and for the first time tonight, David Gasson. DeVoe inbound to Alvarado. Alvarado crosses that, from our perspective, that inverted VT. And send it to his left for Usher. Usher kick back up top for Alvarado. Send it to his left for Parham. Parham going to dribble back top of the key, working on Aline. Gets a screen from Usher. Gasson sticks with him. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Kick it back up to Alvarado. Now to right. Right, working on Aluma, pull-up jumper. That one rattles home off the back iron. Everyone in the building thought it was going to bounce right off, but shooters roll there for right, and it's a 2-point advantage for the Hokies, 13-11 now.
Just kind of doinked out the back iron and fell in. We saw that similar shot with Beatty in the game against Miami. A little lucky bounce, but still good defense from VT.
Radford inside to Aluma. Aluma looking to kick it. Does so to Beatty. Going to send it to his right for Aline. Aline going to send it to his left for Beatty. 13 seconds on the clock. In low to Gasson. Trying to drive the lane. Up top for Beatty. To Aline. Quick pass by Beatty, just couldn't hold on. And the alley-oop for Usher can't finish. A little too cute there for the Yellow Jackets and a blown opportunity as the Hokies come back away with it. 9:25 to go. Beatty with the crossover to Radford, trying to put right on a poster, loses the ball, but it will stay with the Hokies.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy play on both sides. I mean, you got the turnovers for VT and then the missed alley-oop from Georgia Tech. That was not a good idea. I think that Georgia Tech would have been better off just trying to get a layup on that.
Radford to inbound. Has to get rid of it quickly. Does so to Aline, near left corner. Going to send it back out for Beatty, and the Hokies going to rework things here. Going to send it to Aline. Aline to his right to Gasson. Standing at the pylons, going to kick it back out to Aline. Send it to his left for Radford now. 10 seconds on the clock. Beatty inside to Gasson. Strong take, couldn't finish, but Aluma, he can't finish. Swirls in and out, swatted away by Alvarado, and couldn't hang on to it. Still waiting for the call from the officials. I believe it will stay with the Hokies, and it will. Last touch by Parham. And Tech, 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Radford to inbound. Wild sequence there. Radford going to send it into Aline. Aline going to send it to his right for Aluma. A little hot potato there between Aluma and Aline. Radford with the ball now. Look to kick it down low to Aline, but not a good spot. Aline trying to drive. Loose ball. Radford trying to cover it. And last touch by Radford back to the Yellow Jackets. What a interesting, to say the least, sequence from the Hokies.
Yeah, I mean, they just do not look confident at all with the basketball. And I don't think, part of this could be rust, but I just don't think they're making good decisions. They don't look confident. They don't look like they know where they want the ball to go. And Georgia Tech, credit them, they just have very active hands and they're swarming to the ball.
Right, inbound to Alvarado. Jackets going to work a little slower here. 8.5 to go. Whistle. Not sure what happened. I was looking at the scoreboard to check the time.
That's going to get a foul on Gassan, I think, as he was trying to fight through a screen.
It will be just that. Usher to send it in to Alvarado. It's a 13 foul of the half against the Hokies, who lead at 13-11. Usher with the ball now. Trying to drive on Gassan. Shook Gassan, and it's a tie game with a great floater by Usher.
Just sort of bodied his way inside. Sort of a very experienced player in Usher, being a senior, working on the freshman Gassan. Big matchup problem there.
Beatty tries to get the screen from Aluma. Alvarado steps around it. To send to his right for Aline. 15 seconds on the clock. Beatty. Top of the arc now. Going to send it to his right for Aline. Going to send it back to Radford. Radford going to kick it back to Aline. Aline trying to drive with the wild shot. Got the foul, but couldn't get the bank. And Aline will head to the line again after the timeout.
Nice play again, just being aggressive, going to the bucket and drawing the contact. Alvarado did not like the call, but that was the right one right there.
And Aline already 2 from 3 for the stripe today. He'll be on the line again when we come back. Currently, it is 13-all between the Hokies and the Jackets. 7:55 to go in the first half. And welcome back. Currently, as it stands, we are tied at 13 as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets attempt to sting number 16 in the land, the Virginia Tech Hokies. And the Hokies, if they want to come out of this one with a win, they got to do a better job protecting the ball. They got 9 turnovers so far.
That's really not a good number, and certainly Mike Young's not going to be happy with that. But it's just been all on the board. They're not really making smart passes, and I don't think, honestly, Aiden, they're really prepared for how good of a defensive team Georgia Tech is. They need to start passing with anticipation and to really just start taking care of the basketball, because you got to know Georgia Tech is always going to swarm. Whenever you make that pass, they're always going to swarm to the ball. So you got to be prepared for that.
Lane coming out of the timeout, directs to the line, sings his first one. That makes him 3 for 4 in the afternoon, the only player in the game from either team to make a trip to the stripe today. And so that first make will give the Hokies the lead back, be it a small one at 1. Second shot on the way, and this one gets the shooter roll, and the Hokies reclaim a slim lead. They lead at 15-13, 7:53 to go.
Now Couture back out of the court, so we'll see how he can do in his second stint.
Usher with the ball now, working on Gassan. Going to leave it for Wright. Wright sends it to his right for Alvarado. Kick it back out to the top for DeVoe, being guarded by Radford. DeVoe trying to put a move on Radford, dribbles into a double team. Looking for somewhere to go, kicks it back out to Alvarado. Tried to pull up from the logo, the V in VT. Long rebound controlled by Aline. Radford with the ball now. Send it back to Aline. Gets a man in the air. Going to send it back to Radford. Radford back right to Aline. Bounce pass to Couture to his right. Down low, bounce pass to Aluma. Couldn't get it up. Slapped around. Aluma follows his own shot and finishes it at the glass.
Really good job there by Keve, just sticking with it. You got the miss shot by Mutz off his original miss, but he stuck with it, got the put back on that third try, and got 2 points.
17-13, Hokies lead it. 6:55 to go. Usher going to send it to his right for Parham. Parham going to kick it out to his left for DeVoe. DeVoe trying to get around Radford, does so up against Gassan. Offensive foul.
And really, Aiden, this is what Tyrese Radford brings to the team. I've seen the last couple of defensive possessions. He's just been so active, stopping the on-ball player on those dribble drives and drawing the foul right there. I mean, this is really good defense there from Tyrese.
Usher and Parham will check out for the Jackets. Back in will come Moore, and in for the first time today for the Yellow Jackets, we will see number 1, Kylie Sutdevan from Norcross, Georgia. And Gassan will go to the bench for the Hokies, and back in will come Justin Mutz. He's got 2 on the evening so far, but also 2 fouls. Couture with the ball, going to send it to his left for Radford. 6:33 to go. Hokies lead it by 4. Bounce pass from Couture to Aline. Aline steps around DeVoe. Bounce pass to Radford. 10 seconds on the clock. Top of the key for Couture to Radford. He'll pull up for the long 2. That one swirls in and out, and the rebound by Moore. Jackets trying to go quickly. Sudovant dribbles quickly up court, then leaves it for DeVoe. Gets it back and then sends it to right, being guarded by Aluma now. Alvarado at the controls, trying to drive in on a lean. Send it near corner, splashing the three. Does Sudovant, fresh into the game, and he's got only the second three of the game for the Jackets, and the Hokies only lead by one, 17-16.
2 of 8 now is Georgia Tech from behind the arc. They really haven't shot well from 3, but that was wide open in the corner, and Sturtevant converted.
5:40 to go. Couture with the ball, trying to get the quick pass inside. Too many people in the way. Up ahead to Alvarado. He's going to pull up for the in-transition three. Bang for Alvarado. He's the motor that runs this Georgia Tech offense and gives the Jackets their first lead of the evening.
And if you're Mike Young, you really can't be happy with that, because that's the second time this game that the Georgia Tech has scored off a Hunter Couture turnover. They just went in transition. They got the three. You just can't make those mistakes.
No, Alvarado, that's, I believe, 7 points off of Hokie turnovers. 5:10 to go, quickly inside for Mutz. Strong take with the right hand to the glass, and the Hokies tie it back up, 19 all, 5 minutes to go.
Well, you know, Aiden, the way Georgia Tech is playing, they're so far out on the perimeter that the Hokies have a lot of stuff inside. They made the right pass there and were able to get some penetration.
DeVoe with it up top off the pass from Alvarado. Going to send it to Sudovant again. Same spot, didn't take it, was being guarded by Aline. Moore with it now, going to send it back to Sudovant. He's going to try to drive the paint all the way around to Aline, high off the glass, didn't even hit rim, and Aluma comes up with the rebound. Hokie's going to look to take the lead back here. 4:34 to go, Couture going to send it to his right for Aline. Back to Couture, bounce pass down low for Aluma, and Radford is back in Blacksburg and has his first point since January.
Radford cutting on the baseline, nice find by Aluma. Again, 2 more points in the paint for VT. They're really taking advantage of Georgia Tech's spaced out defense.
And that's got to feel good for Tyrese Radford as the Hokies lead at 21-19 with 4:10 to go. Alvarado is swatted away by Couture, maybe trying to get some revenge. Right driving in on Mutz, strong take, nifty little hook pass, hook shot I should say, and we are tied again, this time at 21.
Yeah, Wright really excels in the paint. That's just an indefensible shot, that jump hook. It's what Karl Malone perfected all those years ago.
3:50 to go, Mutz to Aline, and just another attempt to get it inside and another turnover by the Hokies. Alvarado with it now.
And Radford just wasn't prepared for it.
Send it to the top to Sudovant. Georgia Tech trying to drop a play here. Mike Young barking orders a mere 2 feet from Alvarado. Sudovant going to send it to DeVoe in the far corner. Long pass to Alvarado. Trying to look inside, and a foul. Can't tell on who, I believe it. Yes, that will be Justin Mutz's 3rd foul, and that's huge.
Yeah, that's big time. They got the high-low lob in there. Mutz came up to sort of bat it away, but got called for the foul. So now, you know, with 3 personals, he's going to have to sit for the rest of the half and certainly for a good chunk of the second half.
Well, it's not like you don't. Well, of course, big for the Hokies, especially tonight, you get Cordell Pemsel back.
Yeah, he's a big luxury. So, you know, you got some depth there at the forward position, but still, it's a big loss not having Mutz on the court.
Yellow Jackets and the Hokies in a break, tied at 21, 3:23 to go. We will take it with them, and we will be back for the remaining 3 minutes of the first half between the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets. And we are back for the remaining 3.5 minutes of the first half between the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets, currently knotted at 21 apiece. And Georgia Tech, they are 13th in the country, number 2 in the ACC in steals per game with 9. They've already got 5 in this first half.
Right, it's just been a turnover fest for Virginia Tech. You look at points off turnovers, 11 for the Yellow Jackets, only 2 for the Hokies. So this is something that at halftime for Mike Young, you really got to clean up, because you're winning the battle for the most part, but you just cannot afford to keep giving Georgia Tech so many opportunities.
And turnovers have played the Hokie at certain moments of the season. DeVoe, quick inbound to the near corner for Alvarado, quickly kicks it back out to Moore. Send it to Sudovant. Trailer for Moore back on the other end of the court. Wright trying to drive in against Aluma. Going to kick it back out to Moore. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Moore gets caught in a double team. Sends it to DeVoe. One-handed snare by Wright. 2 seconds to go. Mid-range jumper. Beats the buzzer. Does Wright from 15 feet. And the Yellow Jackets retake the lead, 23-21.
Good shot there from Wright. They just put him in isolation with Aluma on the baseline, and he hit that jumper from 15. Not much you can do about that.
2:50 to go in the first half. Hokies trailing by 2. Beatty with the ball now. Going to send it to Radford. Quick pass to Gasson. Kick back out for Beatty. Aline passed up the 3. He'll take the mid-range jumper. Strong off the back iron. No go. Gasson fighting for the offensive board. And a foul by Gasson. And it will stay with the Yellow Jackets. Very physical play by both teams so far.
Yeah, that was kind of a tough foul there for Gassan. I think he was just a little bit too aggressive there. I know he wants to fight for the board, but that's just kind of a fresh mistake. I feel like if you don't have clear possession of the ball, you just kind of let that go. But, he'll learn as he gets more experience.
And Gassan, with his second foul, will take a seat, and Couture will check back in. Georgia Tech hasn't led by any more than 2. They can build on it here. Wright tried to go down low, driving in on Aluma. High shot, won't go. Fighting for the rebound is Radford. Loose ball, and they will say last touch by Wright.
I guess he poked that ball out of there. I thought that was last off VT. Tech might have caught a break there, the Hokies, that is.
Oh, yeah.
But
from here, it definitely looks like last touch by a Hokie.
Yeah. But, then again, we're up high, so we don't necessarily have the right angle. I think the officials had a much better look at that.
Definitely. And Radford will check out, and Joe Bamasil, who had a productive evening against Miami in the Hokies last outing with 11 points. Mike Young has been adamant that he will see more time down the final stretch of play this season. Couture with it now. 2:03 to go. Hokies trailed the Yellow Jackets by 2, 23-21. Beating and sent to his left for Bamasil. A lead near corner. He'll rise for 3, short off the left side of the rim. And the Yellow Jackets will work on offense again here. 1:46 to go now. Inside, fighting for it is Aluma. No jump ball or even foul comes. And Sudovan controls it. 15 seconds to go. On the shot clock, that is. DeVoe with the ball now. Stepping around Couture. Wide open is Sudovan in the near corner again. Passes up the 3. Aline, great pursuit. Sudovan trying to dribble around it to far corner for Moore. Can't get it off. Can't beat the shot clock from the far corner. And Aluma with the rebound.
A little bit lucky there because Moore had a wide open 3-pointer in the corner. Hokies left him wide open.
1:13 to go. Hokies trail the Jackets by 2. Beatty to Bamasil for 3. He drains it from the near corner. Fresh off the bench, and Bamasil gives the Hokies back the lead.
Always good to see the young freshman Joe Bamasil getting involved. Had a great game. Definitely the best game of his career against Miami back on Saturday, February 6th.
Yellow Jackets trail by 1, 23-24. 50 seconds to go. Alvarado with it now. 10 seconds on the shot clock, working on Beatty. He'll drive. He'll kick it to Sudovan. Opposite corner now. He can't get it. Ball swatted away. They're going to say last touch by Aluma. So we'll stay with the Jackets here. Did hit rim, so they will get a 20-second shot clock and 39 seconds to go. And Mike Young will cash in his use it or lose it timeout.
Yeah, so, you look at the box score for both teams. Obviously, Georgia Tech not really shooting threes very well, only 3 of 11 from downtown. But they are shooting 10 of 24 as a team. So I think for both sides, you're sort of looking at like glass half full, glass half empty. For Virginia Tech, you look at the turnovers. They've turned the ball over 11 times, but hey, they're still up by 1. So you got to think, we go into this second half, we turn the ball over so much, and we're only down by, we're up by 1 point. That's got to, forebode pretty well for the second half. But if you look at it from Georgia Tech's perspective, they forced 11 turnovers, but they're still not taking control of the game. So I think both teams have some stuff to work on.
And still a decent separation. Georgia Tech has had, I believe, the Jackets have had 5 turnovers of their own, but still 7 fast break points for the Jackets.
Yeah,
and I'm sure Tech's going to want to. I keep saying Tech. I'm sure Virginia Tech will want to try and get some fast break points of their own in the second half. But currently, as it stands, Aline leads the Hokies with 9, and Moses Wright equals that with 9 for the Yellow Jackets. Sudovan with the ball now. 34 seconds to go. Going to leave it for Moore. Back to Wright. Wright going to send it back to Sudovan halfway around the far arc. Standing on the bridge. DeVoe trying to step past Radford. Whistle well after the shot, and I believe they're going to get Radford for the hook and hold, and for the first time tonight, the Jackets will be at the charity stripe. DeVoe will be shooting for the Yellow Jackets here. And after a 29-point performance against the Hurricanes, still has yet to have any points tonight.
Yeah, I think Virginia Tech has done a really good job defending DeVoe. They know he can shoot the three ball well, and as a result, they're defending the perimeter extremely well. I certainly think part of Georgia Tech's low shooting percentage from downtown is because of Tech's ability to defend the perimeter. But that was a nice veteran move by DeVoe right there, kind of sneaking into the lane, putting up that floater, and sort of selling the contact. As he got hit on the arm, he'll draw two foul shots and try to get his team with the lead going into the second half.
And with the shot clock off, looks like Georgia Tech took their use it or lose it timeout now, with 20.9 seconds to go, so they can hold for the final shot here. No, they'll be shooting free throws. I'm sure for the Yellow Jackets, if you're head coach Josh Pastner, you're drawing up a plan. Okay, you're drawing a plan for a make or a miss here.
Right. Well, you certainly you want to make the two free throws, and your Tech, you get the rebound, just slow things down. This is not a Tech team that likes to go in transition too much. So if you get the rebound for the Hokies, just secure it and take your time, try to run out this first half clock.
First shot for DeVoe, no good. Shooting right into the small portion of the student section that is here. So he still has yet to get any points for it, and I can tie it here. Second shot on the way, sinks that one, and we are tied at 24. So shot clock is off, 20.9 seconds to go. Hokies can hold it for the last shot here. Radford gonna slowly cross that inverted, from our perspective, that inverted VT. 12 seconds to go, 10 seconds. Bamasil with it now, near side. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Radford trying to get a path to the bucket. 3 to Bamasil, wildly trying to knock it off the glass. Aluma had one last shot at it, maybe even two, but no good. And as it stands, we are tied at 24 in the Battle of the Techs. We will go to halftime here, and when we come back, we will bring you a halftime report and then the second half between the Yellow Jackets and the Hokies. We sit here at halftime in Cassell Coliseum. In the Battle of the Techs, the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets slugged it out for the first quarter, and for the first half, and that currently leaves them tied at 24 apiece.
Yeah, for the Hokies, really, they've just been careless with the basketball, lots of turnovers. They're shooting, not great. I think it can improve a little bit, but it's just so hard to get into a rhythm, Aiden, when you just keep turning the ball over. You need to get shots up and see them go in the basket, and if you're giving the ball to the other team, you really can't do that.
And credit where it's due. Yes, some mental errors for the Hokies, but great defense by the Yellow Jackets.
Incredibly stout defense by Georgia Tech. They're constantly swarming to the ball. They play a nice zone defense, kind of a matchup zone, and they've got really long arms. They're athletic. They can move and guard different positions. So it's just tough to play, and we know this Georgia Tech team is one of the best in the country at forcing steals and turnovers by extension. So certainly you would think that the rust that the Hokies are experiencing right now kind of plays a factor into their high turnover rate, but that's just something you have to get correct in the second half, and we know Mike Young is a very good coach. He should be able to do that.
Moses Wright, number 5 for Georgia Tech, and Naheem Aline, number 4 for Virginia Tech. They are currently tied for leading all scorers with 9 apiece. Jose Alvarado up next with 7. And you and I were talking before we set up here during the half. Maybe you were expecting. I wasn't expecting, even for a Tech team a Virginia Tech team coming off of a 17-day break, very low-scoring first half.
Well, I actually did kind of expect it, because I thought that Tech, with the break they had, they're going to be a little bit rusty, but they also want to slow the game down a little bit and play a slow pace, because that's what they normally like to do, especially when they're coming off such a long layoff. But I'm honestly more surprised, Aiden, with how Georgia Tech has played. I thought if you're Georgia Tech, you got to put the pedal to the metal and really take advantage of this rusty Tech team. But they have not been able to do that. They're shooting 10 of 24, which is okay, but only 3 of 11 from behind the arc, and they're getting dominated on the glass. So, I've been a little bit surprised with the Yellow Jackets' subpar performance. I thought they would have been a little bit better, especially on the offensive end.
And of course, the Yellow Jackets trying to sting number 16 in the land, the Hokies, and both teams trying to build good resumes and surge late in the season. Get good seeding position in the ACC tournament, and for both teams, hopefully a bid in the NCAA tournament.
Right, and I think that this game is probably a little bit more important for Georgia Tech than Virginia Tech, because Tech at this point, their resume, it's not sealed, but it's pretty close to sealed, whereas for the Yellow Jackets, they really need a high-quality win, especially given some of the tough losses they had earlier in the season to teams like Georgia State and Mercer. The Yellow Jackets really need a win against a very solid team, and this would be the perfect opportunity to get it done.
Which Georgia Tech, they do have some quality wins, found chinks in the armor against Florida State, number 16, against Clemson, number 20. At the time, number 20, Kentucky. who hasn't been the best this season.
Right.
But they do have other good wins against Miami on the road, against UNC. So this Georgia Tech team, and we talked about it last week on 3304 Sports, this team has potential. It's just, can they get it clicking all at the same time?
Right, and UNC is another good win. They beat the Tar Heels at home back on December 30th. But you look at their upcoming schedule, Syracuse, Duke, and Wake Forest. Obviously, you got to beat Wake Forest, and you think you can take care of business against Syracuse. Duke will be a tough challenge, but if Georgia Tech can win this game and then win at least 2 out of 3, talking about 3-1 finish, their overall record would be 16-11 and 12-9 in the ACC, or excuse me, 10-7 in the ACC. So that's a pretty good resume right there, and I think that they've got a pretty good shot to close out this season on a strong note.
And the Hokies, interesting stretch. They've got Wake Forest coming up on Saturday, then March 3rd, a makeup game against Louisville, and then they round out the season on March 6th against NC State, of course, barring any more COVID delays.
Yeah, and that's the only thing. That's the thing that makes the season so crazy. You just never know when the delays are going to come. But obviously, you want to take care of business tonight if you're the Hokies, because you got some very winnable games coming up. I think that Louisville matchup on Wednesday, March 3rd, is going to be a pretty pivotal game. So for right now, for Tech, you just want to kind of weather the storm, take care of business, try to knock off this rust, and come out with a big victory that will hopefully catapult themselves into some victories down the road.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We're in for a good finish tonight as we will come back and in the second half bring you the Hokies and the Yellow Jackets, currently tied at 24.
Welcome back here to Cassell Coliseum as Virginia Tech has tied with Georgia Tech at halftime 24-24 here in Blacksburg. I am Shelton Moss, joined alongside my partner Aiden Butler here with you for 3304 Sports. Aiden, as we get this second half started, obviously both teams going to the locker room, make some halftime adjustments, and for Virginia Tech, it really starts with taking care of the basketball.
Oh yes, definitely. Virginia Tech cleaned it up a little bit in the later minutes, but still, 11 first half turnovers. You cannot have that if you're the Hokies who are looking to get back on track after a long COVID break. As Georgia Tech, 7 fast break points, all off of Virginia Tech turnovers, by the way. But Georgia Tech, they've got some things to sort out as well. They're getting out-rebounded by the Hokies 19-8, so they definitely got to get after the basketball more on the defensive side. But you also, if you're Josh Pastner, head coach of the Yellow Jackets, you have to like that they're getting to the bucket, they're getting open shots, they're just not falling down. And at some point, those shots are going to start to fall. Like, you don't have guys like Jose Alvarado and Michael and DeVoe. Like, those guys can heat up, so you want to keep doing what you're doing offensively. At some point, those shots have just got to fall, and like if it isn't working out, then you wait for a timeout and you scheme things up a little bit. They could try driving to the basket more.
Georgia Tech starting with the basketball. A three-pointer right off the bat from the corner. It's Michael DeVoe, who did not score but 1 point in that first half, hits a 3 to start.
Sounds like they heard me.
Virginia Tech, with that same starting 5 that they had to start the game on the floor, BD, Radford, now Bamisile actually the one exception, plus Aline and Aluma. So Bamisile into the game for Virginia Tech. Aline, they go to him in the corner, had to corral the pass from Radford, now backs it out, goes to the left wing, flips the pass to Radford, top of the key. Radford sends it over to Beatty in the corner. Bamisile, wide open triple. Can't get it to fall as he short rimmed it. And there for the rebound is Khalid Moore.
Great look there. If you're Bamisile, just couldn't get the shot to fall.
Alvarado with the ball in his hands, the senior point guard, averaging almost 17 a game, had 7 in that first half. One of the top point guards in the conference, if not the country. Alvarado facing a double team, comes off a hard hedge. Now whips the pass around for Usher. Pump fake, gets Radford in the air, drives to the basket, and he lays it in off the window.
Great take. Great take by Usher, just right down a wide open lane there.
Well, Tech now trailing by 5. That's the largest deficit they faced all game long as they get the ball over the timeline. At the left wing, it's Bamisile with the ball hung over his head. Finds a pass inside for Aluma. Aluma steps, pump fakes, now puts up the jump hook. It's no good, but he is fouled in the act of shooting and led to the line.
Great take there by Aluma. Just couldn't get the shot to fall. And we talked earlier in the pregame about Virginia Tech maybe trying to get to the free throw line a little more to get points. This is the Georgia Tech team that doesn't foul easily, but Aluma is one of the best guys in the country in getting that done.
Aluma, first free throw, rattles in and out, averaging 16 a game this season, but only has 4 so far tonight at the line this season. He is 73% effective.
He's the first Hokie to the line tonight not named Naheem Aline.
Aluma with the second of two. Hokies trailing 29-24, make it a 4-point deficit. First points of the half for Virginia Tech. Again, as you mentioned, Yellow Jackets dominating the turnover battle, but Hokies have done a much better job of rebounding the basketball. Alvarado guarded by Beatty, top of the key. Beatty's been hounding him all night. Now Alvarado on the dribble drive as he fell down on his way to the hoop, lost control of the basketball. It's on the floor. It is a tied ball, and it will head to the Hokies.
Great job defensively there by the Hokies. You give up 2 shots early. That's a much better defensive possession there. If you're Mike Young, you got to love that. Just say, let's take it possession by possession. Got to have a short memory, and a great job there by Aluma to force the tie ball.
Hokies vying for their second consecutive win. Here's a pass out to Aline. Wide open three, right wing. It's good.
Bang.
That's a swish for Naheem Aline, his second triple of the game.
Wide open was Aline, and he was feeling that spot all the first half. Nice to see him finally hit from there. And, of course, Aline, a Georgia native, this one has to mean a little bit more for him.
Here is Michael DeVoe trying to penetrate to the basket. He draws the contact from Aline as Aline just walled him off, not giving him an inch of space. Draws the foul. It'll be on the floor, and Georgia Tech will inbound the ball from next to their own bench.
Aline just getting a little too aggressive there coming off of that big shot, a much-needed shot by the Hokies, but got to get back on it here.
The pass inside and the two-hand stuff from Moses Wright. That's the first jam we've seen him have all game long. The pass inside, give the assist to Jordan Usher.
Now, he had a lot of space there. The Red Seas parted for Moses, so to speak.
A little nice play on words. I see you got going there. Hokies trail by 3, 31-28. Here's Bama. Still stops his dribble at the free throw line. Whips out a pass for Beatty. It's well beyond his reach. He was going in the corner for Beatty, but it's a turnover for the Hokies. And again, another giveaway, their 12th of the game.
And just another freshman lapse there for Bama Seal. And he'll get more used to that. Comes with experience, but it looked like he was going to try to take it to the bucket himself, but looked up and he was surrounded by a swarm of Jackets.
DeVoe, top of the circle, comes off a screen, guarded by Aline. Now crosses over, dribbling with the right across the paint, stops his dribble in the key, dump off to Moses Wright. Moses Wright, the turnaround jump hook with the right hand, no good, but a foul is called. And we'll see who this goes against. If it's Aluma, it's going to be a little bit of trouble for VT. We'll check the box score for the Hokies. That's going to be on Aluma, so that will be Aluma's first personal of the game, but a really nice job of avoiding foul trouble. Certainly with Mutz, he's got 3 personals, so he is on the bench and should be on the bench for at least another few minutes. The first free throw by Wright is well short.
Yeah, and that was a late whistle on Aluma. You could tell all the Hokie faithful in here thought it was going to be a big stop for Virginia Tech, but instead a late whistle on Aluma. But first one is a miss, so hopefully they can cash in and get another miss here.
Moses Wright, who scored his 1,000th career point against Miami a few days back, hits the second free throw. As the ball is inbounded, Beatty will let it roll to near mid-stripe and take it into his hands, standing at the V2 logo. Delivers a pass to Radford in a standstill, looking to get the ball to someone. Finds Beatty, top of the circle. Now Beatty faked a pass one way. Going to dribble handoff to Radford again. Georgia Tech showing off that zone defense. Radford at the VT logo. Nowhere to go with the basketball, really. Stops his dribble, gives to Aline. Aline crossover dribble, 6 on the shot clock. Hokies got to get a shot off here. Aluma, they go, at the Aluma left wing in the corner. It's Bama still. Lost control of the ball, and it's out of bounds. It'll be another giveaway for Virginia Tech, and they'll head the way of the Yellow Jackets.
13 turnovers now. If you're Mike Young, you really...
This is a very un-Mike Young performance, certainly.
Exactly, and turnovers plagued Virginia Tech early in the season, got it cleaned up, and again, coming off of a 17-game break. You're not expecting to be perfect, but definitely got to clean that up if you want to try and get back in this game.
DeVoe, again, driving to the basket. He puts up the runner. It is blocked by Aluma, but that will be a goaltend as it hit the backboard first. 2 points for Michael DeVoe.
And nothing really going Virginia Tech's way right now. Every time it looks like they've got an opportunity to get a stop, it's either a whistle or a turnover on the other end.
Now Hokies facing a 6-point deficit. 34-28 is the score. 16 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first half. Clock running. Hokies working the ball around the perimeter. Bama's still in the game. They find Aline, top of the circle, puts up a triple. Can't get it to fall as it was a bit too strong. Playing off the back iron. Alvarado with the rebound, and quickly the other way goes Georgia Tech. DeVoe with the ball, guarded by Aline in the left wing. Now crossover dribble on the baseline, backing down his defender. Still backing down his way. Stops, turns around. It's got a whistle, a jump ball. Nice job by Kevin Aluma coming in to force a tie-up. It'll stay with Georgia Tech when we come back after this media timeout. 15 minutes and 51 seconds left here in this second half. Georgia Tech asserting themselves 34-28. They lead by 6. We'll get you back in just a moment here from Cassell Coliseum. You are listening to 3304 Sports. Back here at Cassell Coliseum, Georgia Tech now with a 6-point lead over the homestanding Virginia Tech Hokies. Aiden, you mentioned this earlier, but in the first half, the shots weren't falling for the Yellow Jackets, but now they are, and they're asserting themselves being much more aggressive. Oh, yeah, definitely. And they, again, what we talked about at the top of the half, drive to the bucket more, and they're getting more opportunities to score. They inbound the ball from under their own basket. They get into Moses Wright, backing his way down on Aluma, stops at the right block, now kicks it back out, and they reset things for DeVoe, dribbling at the top of the VT logo. 4 on the shot clock. He puts up a shot. It's rejected by Radford. They go in the corner, wide open. The pass is just in time. The shot is off. It's no good, but the rebound tipped out to the Yellow Jackets. DeVoe gets the ball wide open 3. No good. It is rims in and out, but the ball is tipped by Radford right to Georgia Tech. DeVoe puts up another 3. He can't make this one, but there's the follow dunk by Moses Wright. 3 opportunities for the Yellow Jackets, and they finally convert. What a wild sequence and an exciting one at that for the Yellow Jackets. And Virginia Tech, you're entering the danger zone now, 8-point deficit. Well, that was a wild sequence of events there for VT as they now face an 8-point deficit. Beatty with the ball, sends a pass on the right elbow for Aline, backing his way inside, puts up a wild shot with the right hand. It's no good, maybe partially deflected. Georgia Tech quickly the other way as Usher corrals a pass in front. Now to the front court, Alvarado gets a ball on the corner, drives baseline, was trying to get a pass out to Moses Wright. It was tipped away. It'll stay with the Jackets. No, and Georgia Tech with a lot more, had a lot of confidence in the first half, but still a little timid. They've definitely got a lot of swagger about them right now. Certainly, you can see that on the court. Hokies really struggling to rebound the basketball. That was not the case in the first half. 14:44 left in this second half. Usher will inbound the ball from the baseline, gets it into DeVoe. Radford comes up to guard him. Tech with their man-to-man defense. Georgia Tech running their set play with an 8-point lead. DeVoe crosses over top of the circle. He gets his way past Radford, flips out a pass in the corner for Khalid Moore. Pump fake to 3. Now flips it down low for Wright on the baseline, guarded by Aluma. Wright going to work in, spin move in the lane, and he goes up strong for another two-hand flush. That's his third rim bender of the night, and a very much needed timeout by Mike Young. And the Yellow Jackets are buzzing in the Castle. Well, Georgia Tech has completely turned this game around. They are outscoring the Hokies 14-4 here in this second half. As Mike Young wants a timeout, we will take it with him. Georgia Tech currently up over Virginia Tech 38-28, 14 minutes, 21 seconds left here in this contest. Back in just a moment here from Cassell Coliseum on 3304 Sports. Back here at Cassell Coliseum, Georgia Tech with a 10-point lead over Virginia Tech, 38-28 to score. Just north of 14 minutes left in this second half. Aiden, as you look at this second half, really, Moses Wright is the guy that's been asserting himself, especially down low. Oh, definitely. Averaging 16 points per game so far this season. He's already matched that with 16 and 3 highlight reel rim-bending dunks to boot. Well, the 5 on the floor for the Hokies, Aline, Radford, Mutz back into the game, Aluma and Beatty. So Mutz playing with 3 personal fouls. Aline with it, seeing a double team. Georgia Tech showing that zone defense, which the Hokies have struggled a bit with this season. Aline puts up a jumper from the left elbow, rims in and out, can't get it to fall. Some bad luck there for the Georgia native, and the Yellow Jackets have the rebound. DeVoe brings it over the timeline. Now, and we've seen this before from the Hokies. They have more often than not gotten into short slumps in the second half, and sometimes they've been able to get away with it, and then sometimes it's cost them. Alvarado facing pressure from Aluma. Gets it over to Usher. They swing it in the corner, DeVoe, and he gives back to Alvarado, directioning his fellow Georgia Tech players. Alvarado puts up a contested triple, and he's got it. Georgia Tech is really starting to increase this lead here. They are up by 13, 41-28. Jose Alvarado, one of the best players in the ACC. Personally, I think he is a major candidate for the Sixth Man of the Year this season. Beatty comes off a screen from Aluma, kicks out to Radford. Didn't think about taking the 3 at the right wing. Radford stops his dribble, pressured by DeVoe. They go to Aluma and in the key. Aluma stops, puts up a contested jump hook, no good, but he is fouled. A much-needed foul there. Aluma versus Moses Wright. That's been a good matchup, and Aluma has been struggling to get inside against Wright. He's stood tall, and get a foul on Wright there would be big for the Hokies. If they can, that's his second. If they can get more on him, force him to take a seat on the bench, and big free throws coming up here for Keve Aluma. Aluma 1 of 2 on the evening from the charity stripe. Puts up the first, and he gets it to fall. So for Tech, that ends a bit of a spurt there from the Jackets. Really, they hadn't scored in quite some time. The game was 29-28, so for the Jackets, that was a 12-0 run that Aluma just ended at the stripe. He releases the second one. This time it's too short. So 1 of 2 at the line for Keve Aluma. And Georgia Tech still leads by 12.
Hunter Couture checks in for the Hokies, maybe trying to get some fresh blood in there.
DeVoe facing a double team, flips the ball opposite side. It's Moore driving baseline, kicks up for Wright. Wright going to force his way inside, and he goes up, flails his arms, and he's stripped of the basketball, but in doing so, he is fouled.
And Aluma pleading his case, but to no avail, and that will send Wright to the line, chance for more points tonight. And Virginia Tech, they've gotten lucky a few times with Georgia Tech players having wide open threes, either not being able to cash them in or electing to dribble in. And just me personally, I've never understood the allure of zone defense in basketball.
Well, certainly it's been very effective for the Jackets this game. First free throw for Wright is good. Had a double-double against Miami, his 11th of his career, 4th of the season.
And Georgia Tech, 4,000-point players on their roster.
Yeah, very experienced team. Second free throw, no good. This is one of the most experienced teams in the country. Couture with the ball in the corner, the far corner, gives to Mutz. Now swing the ball this way for Beatty. Beatty in a standstill, flips out a bunch pass, goes right to Couture. He goes up strong, it's rejected, and saving the ball almost is Khalid Moore. His foot was out of bounds as he caught that pass. Tried to save it in, but he was out of bounds.
And Couture going up against 2 Yellow Jackets there. Tough shot, lucky to get it back here with the mental mistake by Moore. And some discussion among the officials here.
The funny thing was, that pass was intended for Aluma, but it was off the mark, but Couture thankfully was right there to receive it. Went up for the shot, it was rejected away. So Beatty will inbound the ball from under his own basket. Looking for someone to get it into. He finds Aluma right under the basket, and he goes up strong with a 2-hand jam.
And a big dunk there by Aluma, injects some life back into the small crowd as well as the Hokie bench.
Assist to Beatty, 2 more points for Aluma. DeVoe at the VT logo, guarded tightly by Radford. Now facing a double team from Aluma and Radford near the midcourt stripe. Lofts a pass for Usher. In the corner, they swing it to Moore. Stops his dribble, now feigns it inside for Wright. Wright on that left block, trying to back his way down, kicks out for Usher again. Usher a ball fake, now curls around, going baseline on Aluma, forces his way inside, and that's going to be a charge. As he extended that arm, Usher called for the personal foul.
And I tell you, as we go to timeout here, that dunk by Aluma, almost a mirror version of what Moses Wright did 3 times prior. And the Hokies with a lot more bite on the defensive side in this second half, contrary to what we were seeing early on.
We'll see if the Hokies can use that momentum to catapult themselves to a run. They trail by 12, 11 minutes and 50 seconds left in regulation. Back in just a moment from Cassell Coliseum, you're listening to 3304 Sports. Back here with you on 3304 Sports, Georgia Tech with an 11-point lead over the homestanding Virginia Tech Hokies, 42-31 the score. I am Shelton Loss alongside my partner Aiden Butler. Tech trying to get some momentum here. They've been outscored 18-7 in the second half. They do have the ball. Hunter Couture out onto the court along with Justin Mutz playing with 3 fouls. Aluma, Beatty, and Radford, the other 3 on the court for Mike Young and the Hokies. Radford has the ball left wing. Ball over his head. Gives a bounce pass to Aluma, left foul line extended. Aluma going to back his way down on the undersized Alvarado. Kicks out Couture, puts up a contested 3. He's got it. Hunter Couture, his first attempt and make of the game from downtown.
And that's why you bring him in if you're Mike Young. We talked about maybe get some fresh blood in there. Couture yet to take a shot. Well, that's his first 3-point attempt of the evening and a huge shot to get the Hokies back within single digits.
Michael DeVoe dribbling inside with that right hand, slashing across the lane, backing his way down on the smaller Couture, and he puts up a tough contested jumper from 12 feet, and he knocks it down.
And a grimace from Wabisa Beatty. Bit of a defensive breakdown there, but overall great shot by DeVoe.
8 points now for DeVoe, although he is only shooting with 3 of 9 from the field and 1 of 6 from behind the arc. Radford has the ball in his hands, lofts a pass for Beatty in the corner, and Radford gets the ball back. They go to Couture, top of the circle. Around the long reach of Jordan Usher, Aluma whips a pass inside. The bounce pass for Mutz rather. Too much mustard on it. It was tapped away and to the hands of the Jackets.
And just tight, great coverage. So many times tonight have we seen Virginia Tech trying to drive inside, but there's just an arm or a leg or a torso in the way of
Alvarado
a yellow
driving
jacket.
inside. He can't get the shot to go over Couture, but he gets his own rebound. Again, another opportunity where the Hokies don't clean up the glass defensively. Alvarado with the ball in the corner, flings a pass out to DeVoe, opposite side. DeVoe driving inside, stopped by Radford, who walled him off. Goes underside. The reverse side layup is good as he just went around Radford. He had no backside help.
Great recognition there, using the rim as a extra blocker.
Hokies have to think of a response here. Quick little 4-0 spurt from Georgia Tech. Couture has it, gives to Radford. 18 on the shot clock, under 10 minutes now left in the game. Couture lobs one for Aluma. Usher comes over to defend. Aluma puts up a jumper from just inside the three-point arc. It's no good. Not sure if that's quite the shot you want if you're Mike Young. And Georgia Tech, again, securing the defensive rebound.
That one felt a little forced. I feel like Aluma should have taken an extra pass there. Virginia Tech, you don't want to get ahead of yourself, one possession at a time.
Michael DeVoe, the junior guard, 6'5", with the ball in his hands, stops at the free throw line, sends a pass inside for Wright, and he goes in, makes a midair adjustment, got past Aluma, and he laid it in softly.
And Virginia Tech, desperation time. You need points here, and more importantly, you need stops.
Right now, Tech on a 6-0 run here, and the Hokies just do not have an answer for this zone defense. Mutz with the ball, whips a quick pass in for Aluma, and he got hacked as he was trying to get a pass out to the perimeter, and that will be a foul on DeVoe, his second personal.
And no argument from DeVoe there. He knew the second the whistle blew. He said, patted his chest. He said, yeah, that one's on me.
So Hokies will inbound the ball from the baseline. Couture to do the honors. He gets the pass into Aluma on the baseline. Kicks out to Aline on the right wing. Aline had to back his way out. Great defense there on ball from Alvarado. Aline gets a screen, puts up a triple. It's too short, and the follow slam by Justin Mutz.
That's a big man dunk there by Justin Mutz. Great work to follow Aline's shot. And again, big plays, big energy plays like that can really spark some momentum for a team.
Alvarado, top of the key, lost the ball for a second, gets it back, guarded by Couture. Now he backs it out after driving inside, calls out some help. Dribble handoff to Khalid Moore. Khalid Moore slashing across the lane, puts up the runner off the window. It's no good. And the rebound to Aluma, his 10th of the contest.
Virginia Tech got a little sloppy on the board in this second half. Great job there by Aluma to corral the ball there.
Couture gives a pass to Radford. Those two playing hot potato. Now swing it this way for Aluma. Pump fakes. Stops his dribble, bounce pass for Couture. He pump fakes, they go in the corner. Aluma puts up a contested triple. It's no good, too strong, but there's Mutz for the weak side rebound. Now Aluma over to Couture. Couture driving, stops, kicks it out. It was tipped. The ball was intended for Radford. It's kicked away by DeVoe out of bounds. It'll stay with Virginia Tech. With that, we have another media timeout. Tech really needs to start scoring some points in a hurry. 48-36, they trail by 12 here with 7:56 left in this one. Back in just a moment here on 3304 Sports. Back here in Cassell Coliseum, Georgia Tech with a 12-point advantage over Virginia Tech. 48-36 is the score as we bring back from the under 8 media timeout. 8 in the first half, we talked about the turnovers. Hokies just couldn't really take care of the basketball. That has dissipated some in the second half, but the difference now is Virginia Tech just not making any shots.
I know. 11 first half turnovers. Again, cut it down a little bit, but still not as much as you'd like. There's up to 15 turnovers now, and 7:56 to go. It's do or die for the Hokies now.
Well, they have to start doing it right now. Aline to inbound the ball from right in front of Mike Young and the Hokies bench. Gets it into Couture. Aline gets it right back. Curling off, uses the forearm to clear off DeVoe. They swing it to the corner. Mutz puts up a contested three, and he's got it. Justin Mutz, a rare three-pointer as he hits from the corner.
And that's how you start right there. They close it back to a single-digit gap. Great shot from the corner by Mutz. Beautiful, nothing but net. Now the Hokies badly need a stop here.
The lead is back to single digits. In the corner, swing the ball for Michael DeVoe, driving across the paint, puts up a contested floater with the left. It's no good. Tipped out right to Mutz, and he secures the board. Now hands off to Radford. Radford going to go quickly on the drive, all the way to the hoop. The ball is swatted away after it hit the backboard. It's a goaltending call plus the foul for Tyrese Radford, and he'll head to the line for a chance at a very unconventional three-point play.
And already a 5-0 run by the Hokies, a chance to add to it here, and Tyrese Radford again serving a suspension due to a DUI charge. He pled guilty, and he's been working hard to get back on the court with his Hokie brothers, and he's making the most of it thus far.
Well, Radford on the afternoon, now with 4 points, and he'll head to the line for the first time.
Virginia Tech currently 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Only other contributors from the charity stripe have been Keve Aluma and Naheem Aline.
Radford on the season as he hits the free throw. 73% effective, as Aiden just mentioned, playing for the first time in 4 games, last played against Syracuse on January 23rd. The Hokie fans in attendance making some noise now as the lead has been trimmed to 6. DeVoe with the rock in his hands, guarded tightly by Radford, comes off a screen. DeVoe going to drive inside, puts up a contested runner, no good. The rebound to right, he gets fouled, puts it back up, no good, but he'll head to the line.
And Georgia Tech trying to stop a short Hokie spurt there. Moses Wright, a chance to cross into 20 points on the evening. He's been a big contributor and great trip to the, getting a little tongue-tied, great trip to the bucket there by Wright to try and get some points and rebuild that Georgia Tech lead.
Wright standing at 6'9", 233 pounds, and he looks every bit of that frame. Very muscular and strong, super athletic. He's really asserted his will in this second half with a couple highlight reel slam dunks on the evening right now with 20 points as he hit the first free throw. And Wright, the senior forward, making his 58th consecutive start tonight. He's really set career highs in pretty much every statistic. Having the best season of his career is the senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Wright, second one at the charity stripe, puts it up, and he puts it in. The lead is back up to 8 with 7 minutes and 5 seconds left in this one. Wabisa Beatty brings the ball over the timeline for Virginia Tech. Again, Mutz, Aline, Radford, Couture, and Beatty, the 5 on the floor for Mike Young. Mutz with it on the right elbow. Stops his dribble, gets out to Radford. Thought about an elbow jumper, decided not to take it. They swing the ball back out to Couture on the VT logo. Here's a curling Mutz at the left wing. Mutz gives it to Beatty. Beatty going to drive baseline, gets double teamed, now backs it out. Hands off for Mutz, another three-pointer. That's an air ball, not even close. And right there to clean up the glass.
A bit of a desperation heave there as the shot clock was winding down. And empty trip for the Hokies. Can't have many more of those, and even more so, you don't want to start trading no buckets for buckets with Georgia Tech here.
DeVoe on the dribble drive, and he puts up the contested floater off the glass and in with that beautiful right finish over Couture. That was a tough shot to make.
And back up to a 10-point lead now for Georgia Tech. Clutch bucket by DeVoe.
Beatty has the ball right wing, gives over to Mutz. Mutz in the corner to Couture, had to corral a very high pass, almost slipped down as he was driving across the lane. Mutz goes inside for Radford, puts up the layup off the window and in.
Nice take there by Tyrese Radford over the much taller Moses Wright.
7 points now for Radford as he looks pretty good in his return to the Hokie lineup. DeVoe with it. Again, walled off by Couture. Nice spin move at the elbow. And as he's going to the hoop, he's going to get fouled by Couture as he bumped him. Again, DeVoe really has had the ball in his hands, it seems like, every single possession for Georgia Tech. We haven't called much of Alvarado's name over the past few minutes. It's been the Michael DeVoe show here in Cassell. Aluma will check back into the game for Justin Mutz. Again, playing with 3 fouls, but he did limit himself to no fouls here in the second half. Georgia Tech inbounds the ball from their own baseline. DeVoe gets it in over to Khalid Moore, and he will set up the Georgia Tech offense. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Top of the key, it's Moses Wright with it, guarded by Aluma. They go over to Alvarado, tightly walled off by Beatty. Now faces a double team, lost the ball, saved it from going out of bounds. They go back inside to Moore. The flip pass into Wright, and he goes up off the glass and gets the foul and the bucket.
An incomparable shot there by Moses Wright. Faked out Aluma on the jump and ricocheted that ball off the very bottom of the glass to get it to fall. He's had a couple highlight reel moments tonight. Should see a couple clips uploaded to Must See ACC later tonight.
Well, Moses Wright now with 23 points. Can't make it 24 as he short rims the free throw. Radford has the rebound quickly the other way. He'll slow it down for Tech as he brings it over the timeline. 23 on the shot clock, 5:16 on the game clock. Georgia Tech leading 54-44. Radford puts up a jumper just inside the three-point line, and he hits. Nice job there by Radford. Just took the things into his own hands and hit the shot.
Tyrese Radford doing what he does best, starting to put the team on his back here in the later minutes.
DeVoe hands off for Alvarado, tees up a triple. He's got it. Jose Alvarado, you knew it was just a matter of time before he started getting involved. Alvarado, his 3rd triple of the game, now with 13 points.
Someone give him a 7-Up sponsorship. Nothing but net, crisp and clean by Alvarado.
Aiden with it now for the Hokies, trailing by 11. They've trailed by as many as 14. They go to Aluma, left foul unextended. Aluma just going to drive inside, spin move on right, got him up in the air, goes up, and he lays it in as it touched the rim and kissed every part of that rim before falling down.
Yeah, a moment of trepidation here. Everyone on the edge of their seat wondering if it was going to fall or not.
It's really just been a game of give and take here for both teams. Tech trailing by 9. DeVoe, crossover dribble, top of the key, dribble handoff, Alvarado coming off a screen. He gets double teamed by Beatty and Aluma. They swing it in the corner, now down for Wright. He gets double teamed. Aluma comes over to provide some pressure. Moore tees up a triple. He's got it from the left wing. Georgia Tech cannot miss right now.
No, they cannot. And under 4 minutes to go, Virginia Tech trailing by 12. Mike Young, still no move to take a timeout, does have 2 remaining.
The other way, here's Aluma. He cans the jumper from 10 feet out on the right elbow. Lead back down to 10.
Yeah, quick shot there by Aluma. Didn't score a whole lot in the first half, but starting to come to life here late.
Yellow Jackets shooting over 50% as a team. They go inside for Moore, and he puts up the shot off the glass. Couture fouled him in the act of shooting. It's good, and it led to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Somebody call 911 and put out the fire. The Yellow Jackets are red hot right now.
With that, we have the final media timeout of the half. Georgia Tech in control of this one, 62-50 the score. Jackets trying to hold on to this one and get a much-needed road win. We'll get you back for the conclusion of this contest in just a moment here from Cassell. You are listening to 3304 Sports. Back here for the final 3 minutes and 31 seconds of action in Cassell Coliseum. Georgia Tech with a 62-50 lead over Virginia Tech. And Aiden, we mentioned this in the break, but certainly Tech has struggled to get anything going, especially from the perimeter. And, of course, Jalen Cone, a guy that you're really missing in a game like this.
Oh, yeah. Jalen Cone's, just his ability to create his own shot is something that the Hokies are really missing right now. This Georgia Tech defense has been very stout, and the Hokies have had problems getting good looks from beyond the arc.
Clayton Moore hits the free throw, capping off the three-point play. So now it is a 13-point advantage for the Jackets. Again, Tech coming off a 17-day layoff due to COVID postponements, including in their own program. Here's Mutz going inside, puts up a strong contested layup. Can't get it to fall. The second chance for Aluma, no good. And he tried to tap it in a couple times, but he was not able to convert.
And it's just been that kind of day for Virginia Tech. They've had opportunities, but just not a lot has really gone their way. Just a bad bounce here and there, and then opportunities like that, like 3 shots at the ball, but just too many Georgia Tech defenders impeding the shot.
Here's Bubba Parham wide open, and he nails in the triple. Parham, we have not said his name much tonight. 5'10" senior out of Snellville, Georgia, transfer from VMI, where he scored 1,000 points for them in just 2 seasons. Very talented scorer off the bench. He nails the three-pointer.
And the Yellow Jackets showing why they're one of the best in the country in offensive efficiency. They're up at 54% field goal shooting now.
Mutz gives a pass inside for Aluma as he was receiving it. Wright committed a foul as he reached in on the Hokies big man. So that'll be the 3rd foul on Moses Wright. 6-team foul, 1 more, and the Hokies are shooting free throws. Bradford to inbound to the left of the Hokies basket. Gets it into Couture.
Point of no return now for the Hokies.
Aline with it, right wing. Denies the screen from Aluma, now gives to his big man. Aluma puts up a triple. It's no good, too strong. Alvarado corrals the rebound. Well, at this point, you're just kind of hoping to play this game out the right way. Try to go into the next one with some confidence. I'm sure Mike Young wants to see his team exert full effort in this final 2 minutes, down by 16. Again, starters for both teams, for the most part, still in the game. Right with it, guarded by Aluma, top of the circle. They go inside for DeVoe. High off the glass, it's no good. Ball's tipped up and taken away by Radford. He wants to go on the fast break. Quickly, Radford crossover dribble in the lane, goes up to the hoop, and he's hacked on his way to the rim.
And a nice take there by Radford. Again, crazier things have happened in college basketball, but maybe a little too late for the Hokies down the stretch here. But Radford still playing with that signature hustle and heart that the Hokies have really been missing over these past 4 games without him.
Radford gets the first free throw to rattle in, as Cordell Pemsel and David Gassan will check in for Mutz and Aluma respectively. Those 2 guys have certainly given it their all tonight, but it just wasn't enough, as you could really tell the rust was playing a big factor for Virginia Tech tonight.
And again, Virginia Tech, looks like the 17-day break will have the last laugh, but all credit to Georgia Tech. They came in, again, against the number 16 team in the country, expecting to win. They have really been on a massive upswing recently, and it has been fun to watch as a fan of college basketball.
Alvarado brings it over the timeline, 1:45 left. The Yellow Jackets lead 66-52. Just going to ride this one out over the home stretch. Alvarado crossing over, guarded by Couture, going to drive into the lane. The contested floater off the window, no good. We got a whistle and a foul on the rebound. I think this is going against the Hokies. It will.
It looks like Gasson got a little too much of Moses right there.
Yeah, really, that's the one thing that really turned on its head from the first half to the second half. Tech was dominating the offensive and defensive glass in those first 20 minutes, but since then, Georgia Tech just flipped a switch, and they got lots of offensive rebounds. The free throw from Moses Wright is good. He now has 24 points on the evening.
And what an impressive display tonight by Moses Wright. He put the team on his back in the second half. Not a whole lot of points in the first half, but definitely came out. Again, a lot of other guys contributed, but he is a big reason Georgia Tech is going to come out with this big upset tonight.
Couture over the half-court stripe and gives to Aline. Now Couture gets it back. He's trying to get something going here. Alvarado has not let up all night. Still getting a hand in the face of Couture. To Bamisil in the key. Threw up a pass for Pimsel. Wasn't really sure where that one was going. It was tipped away, and Georgia Tech takes it away for the Hokies. Turnover number 16.
And just the Hokies have not really made as many adjustments as we thought they would going into that. They're still trying to get that extra pass down low, but hasn't really worked a whole lot tonight against the likes of Wright and Alvarado.
Well, they flip it inside for Wright. Pimsel was the one who committed the foul. And at this point, it's all just academic.
Padding the stats at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Wright's stat line, 9 for 11, 6 of 9 at the charity stripe, and he's hit a three as well. Not a guy that likes to shoot threes much, but he's certainly done so tonight. Double-double, 25 points and 10 rebounds. The 12th double-double of his career. First free throw is good.
And Alvarado looks like he will check out tonight, and and Georgia Tech emptying the bench here.
52.8 seconds left. Both teams with their reserves out onto the court. Some guys that you probably haven't heard of if you're a Yellow Jacket fan out on the floor right now. Wright with his second at the line. And he's too short on the second attempt. Pimsel with the board. The Hokies going to fall to 14-5 with this loss. Georgia Tech will improve to 12-8 overall and 8-6 in the ACC. Both teams fighting for positioning in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Much to be determined in these next couple weeks. Aline with it, curling around a screen. Sends a bounce pass for Bamisil. Now stops his dribble. Sends a pass for Aline. It was tipped away. Nice active hands there as it goes out of bounds. It'll head to the Hokies. That was number 35, Jelani James, a 6'6" sophomore forward, a reserve out of Sugar Hill, Georgia, checking into the game. So figure if you're Josh Bassner, you get some subs in, and they've made some plays tonight.
And Moses Wright a little shook up after that play. Went to the sideline, kind of clutching around his lower chest.
Aline puts up a three, fade away from the right wing, no good. Gasson flies in for the board. Hands off to Couture, pump fakes for a three, now drives to the basket, puts up the shot, it's no good, and he spills to the floor. He draws a foul in the act of shooting as he will head to the line. It's been a pretty quiet night all around for Couture, as has been the case for most of the Hokies players. Only 3 points, 1 of 2 from the floor, 2 assists, and 3 turnovers.
But still no sign of waning in this Hokies squad. They show a lot of hustle and heart every game. This one just didn't go their way, but they'll be ready come Saturday against Wake Forest.
Certainly that's the hope. Tech still has a lot to play for in these next couple weeks. They got a couple winnable games, especially against Louisville. That's going to be a big one on March 3rd. Second free throw, no good for Couture, 1 of 2 at the line. And with that, Georgia Tech will, looks like they'll call a timeout, maybe get one more sub in here. Nope, they'll just hold the ball out. So that will do it here as the final seconds will expire. Georgia Tech will run the ball out. They came into Cassell Coliseum and exerted their will over the Hokies. A dominating performance, 69-53, the final score in favor of Georgia Tech. Well, Hokies had a good first half, but in the second half, you thought that maybe the rush showed a little bit more. But you look at this Georgia Tech lineup, I think Moses Wright is really the guy to look at. He really just dominated the paint the entire game. Yeah,
Georgia Tech, in my opinion, one of the more underrated teams in the ACC, and this win is going to do wonders for them. It's their 4th win this season over a top 20 ranked opponent, and Again, definitely a major dark horse for the NCAA tournament this year. Again, very winnable games down the stretch, and if they can win out to end the season, I would not be shocked to hear their name called on Selection Day.
Well, certainly a very disappointing loss for the Hokies, but, Aiden, as we mentioned, this is a situation where you're coming off a 17-day pause. Not to belabor the point and use it as an excuse, but it just is the reality of the situation that you're coming off a very extended pause, and it's tough for a lot of teams. We've seen teams like Syracuse and Baylor even. Of course, we know what happened to Clemson after their COVID pause. It's just tough to come back from, but this is a game where you kind of just get it out of your system, get out of your way, and still there's a lot to play for in the next couple weeks.
Exactly, and again, Georgia Tech played very well. Head coach Josh Pastner says this is a great league, should be 10 to 11 ACC teams in the NCAA tournament every year, at the minimum 9. And Georgia Tech hasn't exactly been in the upper echelon of ACC competition the past few years, so it's always good to see lower teams on an upswing like this.
Well, Georgia Tech as a team shot 52% from the floor, 40% from downtown. They were 8 of 20. Tech really cold shooting all night long, 19 of 46 and 5 of 14 from behind the arc. The Hokies did win the rebounding battle 31 to 23, but the turnovers well in favor of Georgia Tech. 16 turnovers for the Hokies and just 7 for the Jackets. Georgia Tech led in scoring, of course, by Moses Wright, had another double-double, 26 points and 10 rebounds. Jose Alvarado chipped in 13, and Michael DeVoe had 12. For the Hokies, they are led by Keve Aluma and Naheem Aline, both with 12 points. And Tyrese Radford, in his return to the floor, chipped in 11. Well, that'll do it for us here for 3304 Sports. Once again, the final score, Virginia Tech 53, Georgia Tech 69. Jackets get a much-needed road win. They improved to 12-8 on the season and 8-6 in the ACC. Tech falls to 14-5 and 7-4 in league play. I want to thank my partner, Aiden Butler. I'm Shelton Moss. Thank you all for tuning in with us. We are signing off one final time from Cassell Coliseum. So long from Cassell. Georgia Tech wins it. This has been a production of 3304 Sports.